Hey YouTube, this is Erica J. Holson. I'm a certified relationship and dating coach. I'm so excited to be back and to talk about a hot topic when it comes to when a man does not respond to you the way that you want him to. And so many times, as I help ladies on a single journey of meeting a quality man, going out on dates that are fulfilling, and having conversations, there is one thing that definitely does come up when it comes to the way a man interacts with them. So, I want to help you by taking a deep dive as far as when it comes to the way that a man interacts with you. So, let me give you an example. Let's say that you go out on a date with a guy, and beforehand, you guys have been talking over the phone, you have been flirting, you have been able to see if he is compatible with you, as well as you just have the same interest, and things can be going very well. But you, as a woman, you want to know about his past, and I'm just giving you a topic example. So, as a woman, you may want to know a little bit about his past as far as why he had broken up with his ex. So, the talking about his ex can actually, make a man, hair stand up on the back of his neck. And it's not to say that he's not ready to talk about that. But sometimes when it comes to a man, sometimes a man needs a little bit more time to get to know you before he actually is able to open up with you, as well as being vulnerable with you. So if you had asked a man about his ex and asking him like, so tell me why, the two of you have broken up, because it seems like you're a good guy. It seems like, that, a woman would be lucky to have you. And so you can truly be inquiring, and you can truly want to know about his past, just so you can know who you are dealing with, and to see if he is even more compatible with yourself. And so let's say he does not respond the way that you want him to. Let's say that he gets quiet. And in that quiet moment, you can think to yourself, like, I know I spoke up enough in order for him to hear what it is that I had to say. And you could have very well said it in a simple way, and you could have very well asked the question in a simple way, and it was very easily to be understood. But let's say that he was not ready to answer your question. And because he has gotten silent, because he has not been very forthcoming as far as his response is concerned, one of the top emotions that some women actually feel is they feel like they are being rejected. Being rejected doesn't mean that it is, well, when a man doesn't respond the way that you want him to, just because he doesn't respond to you doesn't mean that he is actually rejecting you. And for you as a woman, maybe your previous relationship, that maybe some things had happened and you didn't like the way that things were going, so you cut ties, with the guy that you were with, or you cut ties with your husband. And so maybe you had came from a previous relationship where the communication was broken down, and you just felt like it was no longer a good fit for you, right? And so in this present dating experience, if he does not respond the way that you want him to, you can actually take the relationship baggage into your dating experience and say, oh, he reminds me of my ex, or he reminds me of my ex husband. And I remember when he didn't respond to me the way that I had wanted him to, that I had felt rejected. And it doesn't mean that he is actually rejecting you. Sometimes men actually need a little bit of time to gather their thoughts in order for them to give you a good response. And you can say to me, Erica, like, why? Like, that's a simple question, and he should be able to answer that, especially while we are on this dating journey, especially as we are trying to get to know each other. And you are right. But men are wired differently. And because they are wired differently, sometimes they need a little bit of extra time. So I want you to know that I understand about you feeling rejected. I understand about you feeling like, why is this happening again? And I understand, how you can feel like you are being left out. But it doesn't mean that he is actually rejecting you. Maybe he needs some time to gather his thoughts in order for him to give you the response that he wants to, because maybe, things didn't go the way that he wanted them to. And it's not to say that, that is the case, but sometimes men actually need a little bit of time to think about what it is that they want to say. And so my second tip when it comes to a man not responding the way that you want him to is that, maybe it is because, again, he needs time to think, right? And so when a man actually needs time to think, like, sometimes, men will actually change the subject in order for him to gather his thoughts. And then sometimes a man will actually take maybe a day or two to actually get back with you and respond. And so I think that the most courteous thing is that if a man is not actually ready to respond to you on the spot, that he would be able to say to you, you know what, that's a really good question, let me get back to you on that. Or, that's a really good question, and he can give you like a high level response just by saying, things didn't work out, things didn't go the way that I had wanted them to, or we just were on two different pages. And so even though that could still not be a satisfying response for you as a woman, because you want to know the details, you want to know exactly what it was that happened. So was it because he got cheated on? Was it because he cheated? Was it because the communication wasn't there? Was it because him or her actually shut down? Like, sometimes you actually want to know the reason as to why, he had broke up with his ex or his ex-wife. And so I want you to know, when it comes to, him giving him time to actually think, that is a good thing. And, it may not be your preference to actually give a man time to think. It may not be your preference, to wait it out and wait until he is ready. And so this is like one of the other biggest things that I talk about with ladies is when it comes to your preferences. So you can have your preferences, you can have a certain way like you want things to happen. You can have a certain way that you want him to communicate to you and to let you know that he is listening to you. You can have all those things, right? And you are entitled to feel like that. But when it comes to two people actually getting to know each other, when it comes to actually being able to communicate like how you feel, sometimes the most opposite people actually attract, and sometimes they make the best couple. So you have to allow time to go on, and you have to allow some consistency to happen within the dating experience. And so please don't expect for him to be perfect. Please don't expect for him to be someone that he is not. But let me tell you, as a wife of 9 years, as well as a certified dating and relationship coach, I would say that you will want to know when a man is authentic. And again, it's not about him getting things perfect, it's not about him doing the things that you want him to do it the way that you want him to do it. But if he is consistent by letting you know like where he stands, if he is consistent by following up with you, or if he is consistent by saying, hey, I know the other day you had asked me about why I had broke up with my ex, and I wasn't quite ready to respond to you. I want to apologize to you by the way that I had reacted. I want to apologize to you for not giving you the response what I feel like you deserve, but now I am ready. And so when you give a man time to think, when you give him that safe space, in order for him to be who he is definitely going to appreciate you so much more. And it doesn't mean that he doesn't appreciate you now. It is just so important for you as a woman to realize that you can have your preferences, you can have your certain ways that you want things to happen, but sometimes it is not going to happen that way. But one of the ways that you can navigate through it is to allow yourself to give him some time. And I'm sure that there are going to be times where he asks you a question, or he may even ask for you to do, certain things for him within the right context. And if he asks for you to do that certain thing, let's say that you're not ready to do that, and let's say, maybe you don't have the most perfect response. And so if you create that safe space for a man, if you just say, you know what, like maybe you're not ready to answer this question, but when you are ready to answer this question, I will be more than happy to support you, and I will be all ears. And so this is more of a welcoming situation instead of getting an attitude, instead of saying, why aren't you responding to me? Why aren't you answering my question? Because I asked you a very simple question. Instead of giving him an attitude, think about, what he could possibly be going through. Think about a good positive way that you can respond to him. But again, you want to create a safe space for him to want to be open with you. And so when it comes to some dating tools, as far as things that you can do when he doesn't respond the way that you want him to, what you can do is that you can actually not allow yourself to immediately get upset. And this is like one of the other things that I talk about with ladies is that sometimes you have to practice not getting so upset. Sometimes you have to practice pausing. Sometimes you have to practice pausing instead of reacting. When you react, you can actually say things that you don't mean. When you react, you can respond in such a way where it can, go left real quick. But what you actually want is that you want to create a safe space for him to say, wow, she is very thoughtful. And even though I did not respond the way that she wanted me to, that she took her time with me. And that is one of the things that a quality wife woman does. You are able to take your time with the man. And as you are able to take your time with the man, he is going to appreciate you so much more. So, again, the number one tool, or the first tool that I want to talk about, is not reacting. When you react, again, like it can have a negative notation, and it can have a negative way of creating a communication style that you don't want. But what you can do is you can actually pause and think about what it is that is happening. You can think about your feelings, you can think about how he is feeling, and you can think about how can I create a safe space, or how can I affirm him by letting him know that when he is ready to respond, I am available. And when you are able to do this, he is going to be so impressed by you. And that's what you want, especially if you are dating for marriage, especially if you want to date a quality man. Now, I'm not saying that, if you don't react, if you don't get a bad attitude, if you pause, if you actually think about what is happening, if you actually thinking about what is being said, and you're doing all these things and you're creating a safe space, it is not you are excusing him. It is not you are actually, trying to make it seem like he doesn't need to respond to you, because if he knows how important it is to you to respond to you, like, he is definitely going to make the initiative to respond to you and to get back with you. Again, it is not about having the perfect response, but it is about diligently following up with each other. And especially if you want to date a quality man, when a quality man follows up with you, he is letting you know that it is a possibility that you are a priority to him, and that you are important enough for him to get back with you. So I hope that these tools, I hope that these examples, and I hope, helping you identify the way that you are feeling, why you are feeling the way that you are. I hope that this has helped you think about it from a different lens. And as it has helped you think about it from a different lens, that this can help you to have better conversations. This can actually help you to have a better dating experience. And so, if you are a successful woman and you have marriage on your mind and you want to date a quality man, I would love to connect with you. So, next Tuesday on November 9th at 8 p.m. EST, I'm actually going to be having a Honey Love Dating Masterclass. And we are going to take an even deeper dive as to how you can read in between the lines with a man. And I am going to give you even more tools when it comes to your dating experience. Please click on the below link in the comments, and I would love to connect with you. And, if you have a question, there will be another link down in the comment section in order for us to connect with each other. I want to see you having a better dating experience. I want to see you attracting the man who is your Mr. Right. And I want to see you happy. Again, my name is Erica J. Holston. I'm a certified dating and relationship coach. It has been a pleasure talking with you. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.